Predictions for 2024. I'll go first since we were just talking about the Warriors. I think the Warriors' big four will not be intact by the end of 2024. And the big four includes Steve Kerr. So you got Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. I think by the end of 2024, if not by the end of the 2023-24 season, the big three won't be intact, whether it's Steve Kerr and that ownership group really trying to reconcile potentially paying him over $10 million per year, particularly with the roster the way it is right now. Or may it be Klay Thompson, who doesn't get the contract that he wants. Or another candidate, let's keep it real here, could be Draymond Green, because of his suspension and his consistent issues that he's having on the court in terms of being available. So I think, and the way the West is set up right now, I think there's a chance that they don't even make the play-in. So
yeah, it's a big chance.
And at that and what they have to pay those guys to be there for the product that they're putting out, the math is not mathing. My first prediction of 2024, the Golden State Warriors big four, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr, will not be intact by the end of the calendar year.
There's a big chance that happens, that they break up or one of those guys moves somehow, some way. I do think they make the play-in or make the playoffs this year. They'll figure it out. But yes, my prediction, if we're going to go with breakups, I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns. I think by the end of the 2024 calendar year, I don't see that big three staying together. I see it being short-lived. I see eventually somebody wanting out. I see eventually, Frank Vogel just got there, so I don't think they move him, but one of those guys, and Book is the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, you can't move Book. Book is the franchise guy.
Unless he wants to leave. But I think the other two, some way, some shape or form, you're going to find or get pieces for one of those other guys.
But don't forget, Bradley Beal has a no-trade clause. It came with him from Washington. So
he can waive it.
Yeah, of course. It's up to him if he wants to. If it's up to him, if they find a trade for him, it's up to him to say, I'll take it. But if I'm Bradley Beal, why would I want to get traded? Unless they tell you, we really don't want you here.
If you want to get another contract and be the man somewhere else, and you're able to do it, or win somewhere else, if you want that, because he's been injured, he may not be able to. He's the third wheel, not the third wheel, but he's option 3 on this team. It's pretty given at clear. This point. It's pretty clear. He's never been option 3. He's never been a third option. That may mess with him mentally, may mess with him physically, may mess with his individual success, and which in his mind, I'm not ready to take a backseat to being not a superstar or still not being a
especially
max player.
Especially if we're not winning.
Yes. So if you're not winning and you're not producing the same as you were, some teams may not value as a max player as much anymore. May not be okay with that. I could see him saying, I'll waive this clause to be in a better situation, better position to where I can build my own team around me. I'm still young enough to find pieces around me, and I can still be either option 1B or still, option 2 at least.
Yeah. And obviously too, even just with the structure of the team, if I
1B is Bradley, 2, but still option 1 or 2.
If I was Bradley Beal, it would be hard for me to reconcile not having a true point guard. And Devin Booker has been playing well as a distributor playmaker, but at the end of the day, Devin Booker shouldn't have the ball in his hands as much as he does. That's not benefiting it's the best option they have, but it's not optimal.
They need a point guard. They need a point guard. It's glaring. But Book did play point guard in the past, and I did like how he did, because he was high, his career high in assists, and was playing well years ago before they got everybody, before they made the run to the finals. But it's a different type of game now. It's a different look for him. They do need a point guard. I think losing campaign hurt them a little bit. But they need somebody that's a pure point guard, somebody, at least a backup, or somebody that's solid that can just set the table. CP is dearly missed over there.
Yeah. All right. My second and last prediction for 2024. We'll make one more.
Sorely missed over there.
My next prediction for 2024. The New York Knickerbockers, by the end of the calendar year, will be a true, not a fringe, a true title contender. I think Jaylen Brunson has already proved just how good he could be. He looks like he's going to be a perennial all-star, and he's on an absolute great contract. You have somebody like Julius Randle, who's
cheap. They got him for cheap.
Yeah, you got a guy like Julius Randle who's proven to be an all-star. You have quality wings in OG Anunoby, Dante DiVincenzo, Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart. Man, if Mitchell Robinson was healthy, but that's neither here nor there.
How do you
Oh,
think they get there?
this is how they get there. Probably one of those wings, whether it be a DiVincenzo, a Quentin Grimes, a Josh Hart, one of those wings probably gets packaged along with maybe a Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein,
Evan Fournier.
one of those bigs, and you have to include Evan Fournier because he's making a lot of money, and that's your salary cap filler. And then because with the OG Anunoby trade, the Knicks did not trade. They only gave up a second-round pick that's owed to the Detroit Pistons. They still have all of their first-round pick draft capital. So you take all of your draft capital, your first-round pick draft capital, you throw in something, a nice young player, a DiVincenzo or a Quentin Grimes, and you go ahead and get the big star, the guy who makes Jaylen Brunson the 1B or even the 2, and makes Julius Randle the 2B or the 3.
Who's that big star?
I have no idea who that is, but I am hoping the Knicks hold no more trades. If you're the Knicks, no more trades, no more assets out the door until that guy presents himself. Until then, you just keep it rocking. Everything is positive right now. Be competitive, and you just let the chips fall where they may. I think that's how they should play it out.
I don't see it. I don't see
Oh, come on, Danny.
or a star. If they can get that guy, and that guy to me is a Joel Embiid, which most teams ain't letting that go. Philly's not letting Joel Embiid go.
Yeah, they're not.
Superstars that where they are, they're not being let go. They're just not gonna for those pieces that you're trying to package and picks. Unless that superstar says I want out, unless a Giannis.
That's what I'm saying. That's all all Joel Embiid would have to say is, "Hey, I want out." And all of a sudden, if you're Philly,
for sure. But
that
superstar also has to be a bigger wing or a big because you have Jaylen Brunson. You can't go get a Donovan Mitchell. You can't go get a Dame Lillard.
Donovan Mitchell wouldn't make sense.
You know I think what I'm saying? The guys that
big
other
or
superstars, you can only have exactly. And now you're reducing the box that you can tap into.
Yeah,
there are superstars that are guards. There could be a Bradley Beal. There could be, you know what I'm saying? You can't get those guys. I mean, you have guards already. You can't go to those guys. Now you can only go to bigs. So the superstar bigs, Joel, Giannis, Jokic.
They're not going nowhere.
They're not going anywhere. So I don't see it happening for the Knicks.
It has to be a superstar wing.
It has to be a wing or a power forward, maybe, which is not out there. Pascal, who else? Julius Randle, you already got.
Pascal's not worth that capital. I don't know who it's going to be, Danny, but the NBA always finds a way.
Unless you get Segun. That's only
No. He's too young, and then no.
He's good.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He's good. He's good.
He's up and coming. So that's the only way I see it happening. Like, okay, you can be, but you still don't make you contenders at that point. No. And if Houston's not letting him go either. So for me, my prediction end of 2024, the team that could be in contention that can have some pieces to make a good move and that has been playing well, it is in the East. There's 2 teams. It's going to be the West. I have Sacramento Kings, and in the East, I have Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, I know.
I think those 2 teams have capital to make it happen and can find. They have more open. Obviously they have Sabonis. They have Sabonis, and they have Fox already in Sacramento. So they just need a superstar wing that can put them over. Indiana already has the point guard. They have Miles Turner, who's been playing. They have Buddy, but they can use other pieces. Mathurin. They have Toppin. They have other guys they can use to get a wing, a superstar wing, as you will, to put you in contention. Now, I'm not saying full-on contenders. I'm saying on the fringe. But I can see Indiana getting back to the PG days when they were in the Eastern Conference Finals playing Miami to that point if they make that move by end of 2024.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I don't.
Is that who you knew I was going to say? Did you know?
Yeah, I knew. Okay. The Indiana Pacers are a very, very popular pick to make another leap.
Rick Carlisle's got them balling, man. They're playing high clip and they're scoring a lot of points. So
yeah. I will be. We're recording this on Wednesday, January 3rd.
They beat Milwaukee again too.
Yeah,
for some reason they have their number. For some reason they have their number.
We're recording this on Wednesday, January 3rd. Best believe I will be watching that Pacers-Bucks game tonight. It's the 5th time they've played this so far this season. And you're right.
It's in-season tournament.
Yeah.